can I have one quick question before we start about
You
spells?
you probably should have asked that before I started.
Well, it's fine. It's fine.
It's
So
okay.
with Tasha, we allow character rebuilds and stuff. Does that count with spells?
Yes.
Okay, then I am replacing Chain Lightning with Tasha's whatever that psychic whip thing is. The
Tasha.
second level spell.
Tasha's Caustic Brew? No, wait, that's the first one.
No, that's the first one. Let's see.
Tag has that.
Mind Whip.
Ah,
Tasha's Mind
is,
Whip.
yeah. Okay, that I have no idea what that does, but sure. So, hey, guys, we're live. And y'all can't see me or Meryl.
Yeah, but it's all good.
I mean, you can see the me in my imagination. Rail.
And I guess
young
my
and
I guess like my idealized self. I don't know. I'm lying to myself. I do that a lot. Anyway, hi, welcome to the bonus roll. We are having continuous technical difficulties. My computer is pretty close to catching on fire, it says. We're going to see how this goes. Joining us today as we play D&D Set in Ravnica is Zizva, Halo, Tux, and Meryl. Why don't you guys tell us about your characters for Equilibrium and probably Meryl?
One thing, mine's like pixelating really bad, and it's making me look like blank face like a changeling. I'm gonna go off video too.
Hi everybody, I'm Tux. I play Fairdeer, the Simic Hybrid Simic Ranger of the Simic Combine.
Hello, I'm Halo. I play Frizz, better known as Pharaoh Temviz, but also better known as really Frizz because he does not go by his real name. He once was a storm sorcerer, but now is a wild magic sorcerer who is from the Izzet. And now he's gonna make guns, and he has a tank, and yeah, that's all I can do to stall.
Really minor question, are you starting an ASMR channel, or was that just unintentional?
It was mostly for like a joke, then I forgot what the joke was, and I just went with it.
I mean, I guess it landed, whatever it was. So, success!
I'm gonna let Rail introduce while I reload.
Okay. So, hey folks, I am Merle. I play Rail Kirvino, the Ozil's cleric. He is the best dressed man in the room in any. He is a researcher, a fast talker, rogue, actually a Dimir spy. He's sweet on his bodyguard and doesn't really give a crap about the well-being of anybody except his colleagues. And he's currently trying to figure out how do you socialize a 1,000-year-old giant kraken thing with ungodly psychic power who also somehow manages to be his cousin. How do you socialize that and get her something like a healthy social life? I don't know. Do they have Tinder for eldritch monstrosities?
I've been trying bedtime stories for her.
I feel like you want to start with like MySpace or Facebook or Live Journal.
Facebook. No. The last thing we need is Scalara to just be dunked in Facebook. Whatever that horrifying tutor thing is teaching her, it can't be worse than Facebook.
Can it?
It could be worse than Pallor.
And I'm Zizva. I'm playing a Golgari Shaman who's the hordes person of the group. Also a warlock.
Barry the steampunk monster. Sorry, no, that was a reference to a song. Seriously, look up that song. It's a good song. I guess we should play some like D&D at some point today, or at least before my computer catches on fire.
Okay.
Also
Is your
fair.
power supply big enough to handle all this? that be the
Yeah,
problem?
I think so. I mean, the primary monitor will go black for about 30 seconds every couple hours, but everything seems to be working okay. My heat ratio is way up there. I may just get a fan and point it directly at the CPU.
I just want to make sure you have some distance because of magnetics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's either that or I do more computer work and replace all the fans on this, which I'm probably going to do after we finish this. I spent the day rewiring someone's computer yesterday. Someone has a graphics card that's bigger than their motherboard now.
Well, the motherboard's over 6 years old, so that's not difficult.
It was very difficult to fit fingers around it, though. Hi, Equilibrium. We are showing up. Meryl, I have bought you as much time as I can. We are going to start D&D with me challenging Tux to do a recap.
So we Rail decided to try to get a ticket from Devotion. Why did I blank on that name? From
It's
Devotion.
okay, you can do it. Keep going. You're doing good.
Turns out that was a really bad time, and he offered to sell his firstborn for a ticket to a show.
For 2 tickets.
For 2 tickets to a show. I'm pretty sure that's not how that exchange rate works, but then
Hey, how do you think people are getting Hamilton tickets?
Was like, just pay for the damn tickets. And then Rail paid for the tickets. And then we went back. We challenged an angel. The angel taunted us. And then flew away. And then we called a meeting. We did a couple of payouts. And
Rail called the meeting. He's the decisionist.
So, yeah. And we got some supplies or something, I believe.
Yeah.
Some of us even have Death Ward on them.
For a couple more hours?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that lasts 8 hours, so we should
Yep.
be good for a bit.
Yeah.
That's gonna just, I think, become one of my, oh hey, we might die in this situation, Death Ward spells.
Alright, so we resume with y'all in the second sighted agency where we left off. Scraps is either trapped in an Erlenmeyer flask or trying to figure out how to get back into an Erlenmeyer flask. With 1 intelligence, the Black Pudding has very few questions and very little understanding of the world around it.
So, are we planning to surprise her on work? Because then she might have, legitimate work backup for us interrupting stuff. Or, what's our invisibility plan? Any ideas?
I think we need her to attack us in public.
I think
I
that
think we can wait for that.
she is. How should I put this? She's already tracking us, and we're already her target. So, I don't necessarily think we need to go after her. I think we should just stay here.
Like, in the building? Or, like, on the roof where, we could maybe engage?
Like, on the roof. Yeah.
The one map I didn't design.
So, I have some concerns with that. It has some advantages, but some serious disadvantages. First of which is that we need to leave this place to make a living.
Well, I mean, I get that, but like, what was the plan otherwise exactly?
Well, I mean, if we just stay on the roof, it's totally in her court to set up when the encounter is. If she wants any backup, if she wants any prep work. And, I mean, I'm not saying on the roof's necessarily the worst idea, but it does put everything in her court.
That is correct.
And perhaps we shouldn't be leaving everything about the choice of battlefield up to our opponent.
Yes, but it is our roof, so why can't we set up things up there that we could use in the moment? Like, for
I'm just
example.
wondering what the alternatives are.
Okay,
Y'all
well,
had a short
alternatively.
rest, right?
Yes.
Just checking some boxes.
Sure.
The other
Continue.
concern is that when we tried to lure her out, well, hit and run seems to be a thing that she's fond of. And on the roof and open sky, that's definitely an option for her.
Yes,
Well-
but what plans do you have to bring her somewhere that isn't in an open area?
I guess what is our ideal area is the best question. I mean, Undercity is not necessarily good anywhere local because there's too many twists and turns of caverns. We could potentially lose her. I mean, the other angel was very fast. She likely is too, especially with enhancements.
Yes.
Yeah, ideally, I think it's somewhat restricted in terms of like light, but I don't know how to lure her to such a place.
Oh, I was
Well-
saying the Undercity is a bad place. Not a good place. Because there's too many twists and turns and caverns, and with her speed, she could easily get out of sight. If it was a more open cavern, like Farkeep, but that is not likely to happen. That's under First Precinct.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to figure out
And,
any idea.
and her
where she
ladyship
went.
would kill me if I did that.
That is an additional concern. We haven't been able to figure out any clues about where she. I don't. Do angels sleep?
No,
I highly doubt they do.
we do know that they don't.
Yeah, we know that they don't.
You
When
also
we
know
read
that
reports.
most of them reside within the barracks.
Yeah.
And I don't think trying to start a fight in the barracks would be a good idea without a lot of
No.
prep work and a lot of understandings between other parties.
We do know one Boros we could tip off to the warrant if we wanted. I mean, Rail even had a nice dance with her.
The Boros would. We probably should not do that.
What was her name? Rose Fury?
Cathal looks over the from out of the library. What?
Oh, if the encounter's on the roof, would you be available to help shoot? Just checking. We might be fighting her on the roof.
Don't destroy my building.
We're definitely trying not to.
Head back into the library.
Alright, so if we're talking about possible battlegrounds, the only issue with trying to lure her into a roof are A, she has all of the mobility she has. B, she can hit and run while invisible, apparently.
But the Minotaur's Otisan glory pelt.
Thank you. I don't have that now. And names are hard. So let's call that Plan A. Plan B. Well, we could.
What were you
try
saying as
to-
Plan A? And like as a player, your mic's kind of cutting in and out.
Right. So plan A is to get her to attack us on the roof. Plan B, if we could track her maybe out of the barracks, not attack her in the barracks, but figure out where she goes when she leaves, and perhaps wait for an opportune chance to strike there.
Well, we know
The
her
issues there would be
pathway at work.
tracking her.
Yeah, we do
Oh,
know
we
her
do.
pathway at work.
We know in general the
In
area
general.
and direction.
Yeah, so it would not be hard at all to do that. But the problem is, while she's at work, she can be at work and easily get recruitments, or well, not recruitments, but other people to come and help with her. Just attacking her at work does not seem safe.
Agreed. Or in public.
After
in
work
general.
seems safest, maybe, because that is when she would normally go out and hunt. So that is also when people aren't expecting her to check back in immediately. Otherwise, she wouldn't have had that spare hour or two that she goes out to kill. Whereas before shift, they're going to be like, oh, hey, is she on time to relieve me?
Yeah.
So that's an opportunity then.
That
I
would
tend
be
to-
tracking and following her and aiming for around 6 a.m. the next day.
Yes.
Also, I think we need to avoid attacking her in public because of all of it, since it would be assumed that.
I mean, we can just be like, we have a warrant for your arrest, stop Lawmaster, right? I mean, where in private would you like to attack her? 500 feet up? I mean, doable if that's what you want to do, maybe, but very dangerous.
Yeah.
I hesitate to say it, but she does have a tendency to drag her would-be victims into alleyway. In at least one instance, which, well, an alley might work. Although it does still let her get vertical a lot easier than I would have hoped.
Yes.
Well, the only reason there hasn't been bystanders before are her silence, but we would be specifically trying to get outside the range of that. So we have a very big chance of drawing onlookers and bystanders.
I think regardless, after she finishes her shift and goes on the hunt, we'll probably be her targets.
I agree with that.
So I still think our best option is to set up defenses on the roof, and then she can come to us.
And we just send for stuff we need today and do whatever setup we can, use the secret train entrances if possible, and plan for a very early night and early morning.
Yeah, I mean that seems like our best bet.
So no checking in with
Does
Otis
everyone else
on, right?
I mean, there's obviously forces other than her working for her, it would appear.
We haven't really established that in so much as a way I would say obviously.
Potentially. I mean, especially with the warrant going away and stuff like that.
I mean, that could be people cleaning up bad press.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know someone put in paperwork, but with her, being on the force, she could have shuffled that in any one stack.
What is everyone's passive insight?
15,
14.
I believe.
16. No.
12.
15. 15.
All right. So,
I'm sorry, it's 19. I mixed it up with my investigation.
No worries. Okay, 19. All right, then that is definitely. You would notice that you would remember from your investigation earlier that when the first time Dominion was placed on quote unquote sabbatical, we'll say, a Hashi, a Azorius investigator, was involved. That same name has come up again as being in charge of the Lawmaster investigations. Being in charge of the Lawmaster investigations, any developments that got entered into the record would have gone through them.
Yes.
Oh, let's see if we can have a talk with this with Hashi then, if they're still around. Given that we probably have some time before the Lawmaster will try to attack us here again. We wouldn't be having this problem if she had tried to attack us here, but you know what I mean.
Well, she doesn't have to sleep, and she's not on duty till maybe 8-10 p.m. And we are early afternoon. So, I mean, we can't really say she wouldn't.
Yeah.
Wow. But,
I mean,
how much
we could
time
get
did
out, we
spend
could get
taunting
out
her
of
from
the.
roof?
Can you say that again?
How much time did we spend taunting her from the roof?
A few minutes.
Yeah.
She cast 4 spells on y'all. At least y'all assume it was her. Let's see here. 6 I would say y'all were up there about maybe 5 minutes.
I mean, we do have the
Just
train
assume we're up there longer.
option
Okay.
for getting to another area unnoticed. And if we set up an exact time we wanted to come back, we might even be able to get the train ride back to stay more secure. But and we do have Hashi's work details from Pan's file.
Well then, the train stop under our offices. We can just basically hop on that and get anywhere that the trams go, right?
Yes.
Without going to the surface.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all can pretty much go anywhere that the tram stations end up with from your location without going out onto the surface streets.
That's kind of what I've been implying.
Yeah.
Though we don't have a way to signal her for the way back unless you have sending prepared. So we would have to arrange something if we wanted to use that to try to get back.
I believe I do. Let me double check. I believe I've always been. Yep,
Also,
I
in
have
case something goes wrong, it's not a bad day to have as many spells put back as you can, but it might be important to call the train.
I've been making a habit of always preparing sending. By the way, idle question: do I have that counter elemental stone, or do you still have that?
You've got that. I gave it right back to you once the bags. Once I helped with the dead in the Orzhov area.
Right. I don't think. What's the reset? Isn't that supposed to reset? It's once
daily.
a day. Yeah, I think the actual item in my sheet is not because it's showing as expended and we haven't called it today.
Yeah, it may not have reset. You definitely haven't called it today. It is once per day, and the problem why we haven't been using it more extensively in combat is it's a 1-minute cast, and we don't know exactly when the combat's going to occur.
Also, you're restricted to earth elementals with it.
Yeah, that I knew. Okay. So yeah, I do have sending, so yeah. How do you all feel about a train ride?
Sure.
I'm okay for a trip. Are we looking at Hashi as a possible accomplice to her or a possible ally to us? I mean, I know we'll need to look into the situation either way, but what is the general mood before we start?
Well, the first time she showed up in the record was putting the Lawmaster on. Was it a 50-year timeout or something like that?
Effectively.
So it wasn't particularly friendly.
It also wasn't a murder
It's
charge.
It also wasn't a murder charge. It's possible that they're sympathetic, but I don't. Well, have we seen anything to indicate that Hashi might be complicit in the actual murders? That they might know it's progressed to this point and that they're covering up?
Only that when the file changed, someone that had access to the file tried to shut down the warrant.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we
And
go to
knew
Hashi,
within
what
like
is
an
the odds
hour
that
of
we might
Cha
end up
changing the
arrested?
file. I don't think arrested is the right term, but they could try to accelerate getting rid of the warrant again or bogging things down. If they're trying to stop meddling.
As loath as I am to say this, sometimes you just have to trust people. Either
Did you
way,
say she was in Burgeoning Blossom as her station? I think you said.
She is currently stationed in Burgeoning Blossom, yes. She is also working with a Lieutenant Augustus Kroos as an adjunct with the Boros.
I mean, I would say if Hashi is working actively with the Lawmaster, then it's a fair bet they already know we're involved. So I don't think we'd be giving away anything that they don't already know if we went to them. So let's get going. We want to put it to a vote, or should we just go?
I'm good with going either way. I don't think we should necessarily approach in mass, though.
Do we want to risk splitting up when there is a murderous angel after at least some of us? Is the other
I
question.
mean, we can be in the headquarters, but I mean, will it seem aggressive? All of us going to talk to her about it at once? Well, I guess we can fill it out when we get there. If she's even on duty.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, some of you could just, I don't know, have lunch. They probably have a commissary.
We could see Cathal's opinion of her. I mean, she knew her when they brought Dominion into custody before, at least briefly. Maybe she has a good read. It's been a long time, of course.
Is Cathal in audible range of this? Can she hear us?
She's heard you call out her last name. She's in the library.
And can I do a general history check on the other name for Rose?
Sure, go ahead.
Just okay. That would be a 17.
While it is a different first name, there is a history of a Kroos that was associated with the breaking of the Guild Pact originally 75 years ago, though this was a different one. A much older Kroos who died in the preceding events before the and stationed in, what was it called? The Ghost Quarter, that's the word. Prior to it vanishing. So that's the only Kroos that you know of. but you would think the name of a quote-unquote hero, it gets cycled around some.
Sure. See, the thing is that if somebody is helping Dominion of the Fallen and they have access to all these records, I kind of would think they would make steps to not reveal their name on all the records.
A quick inventory check. I gave out 2 pairs of manacles. Who has them?
I do.
You have one. Who has the other?
Yeah.
Who has the other pair?
Meryl, if you're saying anything, I can't hear you.
I can hear him.
Okay,
Okay.
then it's on us.
I need to reload too then.
So
Okay, I'm back.
Okay,
All right.
But,
Testing, testing. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ingrid uses her ability to try to pull out a link the chain.
Make your roll.
I'm going to give myself guidance first. And I get my link the chain, and I secure my lock from before and my link the chain in the side part of my bag for grabbing it easy.
And a length of chain in the side part of your... God damn it.
That's a good.
Testing.
Do
Testing.
we know what the Boros
Can
contact
you hold
was?
on a moment? Guinness
Sorry.
is having mic issues, and
Okay.
if he can't hear you, then,
Yeah.
you know.
Stream can't. Son
Okay.
of a gun, I should have just stayed on my cell phone.
I mean, I can hear them. They're not hearing me, and it's not picking up my
No.
mic.
It was bad.
It was that bad? Sheesh.
Yes.
Sorry.
It sounded like you were in a tank.
Everyone, enjoy my...
Oh, what?
Testing. Testing. Mother night burning.
Ah.
Okay, can you
Fun
hear me?
historical fact, that is
No.
actually why they're called tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Because first coming out with their own tanks, they labeled the parts as water tank parts.
Test. Screaming with rage. Testing. Okay, now I can't hear anyone.
Yes.
Okay, I can hear y'all. Y'all still can't hear me, right?
Boo. Technical difficulties.
Okay. But when I go to mic check, it picks up my mic. Okay. So.
Mm-hmm.
So it
I'm not
shows
sure,
my mic
like,
is working when I go into
I was
the
looking
thing.
at some of the changes that Tasha's made, and I don't know if there's anything I have to change to do that.
Keep in
Okay.
mind that D&D
Everything
Beyond
is-
is not run by Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
pretty much probably got the info at the same time we
Sweet
did.
mother
Okay,
night.
we got sound.
Why?
Yeah.
I question
Hello?
everything. Okay, hi. Yes, they have implemented everything in Tasha's. You have to go to the
Yeah.
character home screen and activate optional the optional
Ah.
slider.
Okay.
yeah,
After getting
Which is
permission
weird.
from your DM, of course.
Okay. Do I have permission to activate that for Rail?
Yes, go ahead. Please activate it for rail.
Cool, because I figured like he's not. I don't want to change how he works, but additional spells are like, oh, I'll just prepare new spells tomorrow. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so great. I have to leave my mic open because if I mute my mic, Discord freaks the frick out. Okay, yeah, we can make this work. Where were we? While I'm figuring out and fixing this.
I believe we were about to go on the train.
Yeah.
Subtram.
Yes. We're getting ready to go see Hashi.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. You can't hear me? God damn it. Testing.
I just for fun built a GIF Yankee
I'm sorry,
fighter with the Psy fighter. Or the
I
Psy
have
Knight, whatever
no
it's
idea.
called. With telekinesis
I know
stuff.
that I would have to reset
pretty fun.
everything up.
See, I unfortunately don't know much about Tasha aside from Vortex, and I really like.
Testing. Nope.
Essentially, what it does, it's like Xanathar's Guide to Everything, where it brings in like a bunch of subclasses. I believe that there are 2 for every single like class, except for the Artificer, because there's like, an Assassin's Guild, that sort of deal.
Okay, can you
And they
hear
get
me
you
now?
little buffs, and like they can tell you position in there, what you should be paid. It's really good. Which are really, really nice to have. That way, the Ranger can actually be good. Seem more fantastical, whimsical than like
Testing.
a lot of them have been lately. Like the Magic Items in the original, like the player handbook, and the ones that have been
Work.
and like
Work.
I believe as one of the quote YouTubers that things you'd expect to see, like fantastical stuff.
Testing.
Heard you.
I hear ya.
I hear you.
Sweet mother night, burning in eternal pyre flame.
Pretty good swear. All right. So, are we actually functional again to any extent?
No. But we're going to keep doing this anyway because emotional support. Where are y'all going?
Eesh. To Hashi.
To the Burgeoning Blossom station nearest the station.
Yes, that place.
Okay, so the Burgeoning Blossom chapter house?
Yes. And I assume once we get above ground, we're going to be taking whatever measures we can for stealth.
Okay.
Yes.
Cathal spends about maybe 5 minutes finishing up the chapter that she was reading. before she summons you the train, but it does arrive down in your holding area down below. Is there anything else y'all want to do before you leave the agency for possibly the last time?
I mean, I'm bringing my gun.
wife goodbye.
Are you bringing the gun? You haven't checked if it has any tracking yet, and that's been brought
No,
up
I
in the
haven't.
group.
That's true.
You're bringing the gun to the assault. Let me bring
Or-
the stolen property to the cops.
The stolen property
Oh.
that requires a license for use that you don't have.
Well, let's see.
Fair. I guess I won't bring it then. Okay, I just want to use my gun before I
Mavana,
die.
do you have any ranged weapons on you?
Just like, and she wiggles her fingers.
Here, crossbow. I'll give her my light
Thank you.
crossbow.
She takes the light crossbow. She holds it very awkwardly. She does not have proficiency in crossbow.
Does she have I thought paladins get proficiency with crossbows. Does
Let
she
me
have
check.
training in? Does she have training in any ranged weapons?
Hold on. I'm having to manually mute myself instead of just tapping my mute button because every time I mute myself so other people can talk, I have to travel my mouse across the screen. Bear with me a second. Is the light okay? The light crossbow is actually on her thing, so yes, she can actually use it. Never mind. She just looks very awkward with it
Yeah.
because she has a 8 dexterity.
Wow, it's better than 6. It's more than 0. All right. She has a chance of hitting them.
Make sure she gets bolts.
Yes. It's just, and also because hey, I haven't actually been using it. I think I've used it once since we started this campaign.
Correct.
So yeah. Would be wonderful if we had a net or something. Just some way of bringing her down. Did you?
I mean, do you need a net? They don't throw very far.
Fair, but I'm just thinking if we do somehow wind up ambushed on this by a flying serial killer. I'm just concerned about. Well, that's the other thing is I really wish I could cast counterspell, which I cannot.
Someone did buy a scroll of Earthbind, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So we do have some.
So
possibilities.
Fairdeer picked it out. I used the scroll, and I have counterspell. But she's using multiple wands and different things, and we may not get a chance to notice the spell first with her being invisible. And when she cast spells on us before, there was no auditory component we could hear to give us a clue that it was time for the counterspell. So I'm not sure counterspell will be much good at all.
All right. I'm
Hey, Frizz.
if she manages
Yes.
to silence us, then my efficiency is significantly affected.
Are net launchers a thing?
Probably.
Research projects for later. All right. I'm
Well,
good.
I'm
Let's hop
just
the train.
I
saying.
am going to say in D&D 5e, nets are a martial weapon. So I think Fairdeer might be the only party member who could use them. And their range is only 5 feet as a thrown and 15 feet with disadvantage.
Yeah, nets are kind of
Yeah,
Wait.
nets are awful.
broken and not in the good way.
Definitely not as good as their real world counterparts, I don't think.
Does it count as a ranged weapon?
Special thrown. Yes, it's ranged.
I wonder if sharpshooter applies.
It's a ranged weapon.
It's a ranged weapon.
Freaking question.
I mean, I don't know if it would help, but this is why I'm asking. Like,
I take a
hey,
minus
we-
5 to my attack roll to add 10 to my net damage.
Yeah, that's
we
le-
exactly.
less useful.
Yeah.
You say
I was
less
about to
useful.
say, if only we had like fishing trawlers, but right, no oceans in this world.
Well,
That's
there are
probably not a
oceans. They're
thing.
just under
There
the
was
city.
fishing stuff at the harbor, and Rail was recently on a fishing boat.
Reeve.
Reeve.
Could we get a
I'll go-
fishing net thing?
Probably if we went to the
Capture.
6th precinct.
I think the big problem would be actually using it. I'm spitballing ideas here. We don't have to.
I am too. I'm just saying, hey, nets were mentioned. I'm just
Are we
trying to
having
think
this
of usable-
conversation before we leave? Or
I assume y'all
I
are
don't
having this
know.
in front of the tram.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think while we're
Yeah.
waiting, we're just kind of bouncing ideas back and forth.
Yeah.
We should put up some I don't know, some posters in our thing. Keep calm and carry on. That sort of thing.
There is a
don't think-
motivational hall, y'all just haven't been to it.
That sounds about right.
maybe that's why the goblins are always so cheery.
Most likely.
I have another stupid plan about how we could get advantage on the roof. We just need a lot of, like, copper wire.
Wait.
No, it's probably not what you're thinking of. This is less cool.
Is it for electrocuting her? I have wooden shoes.
Possibly, but it can also be used to, if we get enough of it, just create, like, basically a dome around us while we wait, because we're going to be waiting for probably a while. And she has to get through that somehow. And we can see where she's, like, getting through it. You know? Or just something. But copper wires can also be used for electrocuting stuff.
Yeah.
They can.
Which we do have crystals that can be, attached to it, like...
We never got rid of those
battery.
crystals, did we?
We got rid of some of them.
Some of them were also stolen.
Yes. I believe I still have... Let me check my inventory.
I have some.
Yeah.
I guess another
I still have 4.
possibility is to slam her into Nick's guild hall. I mean, if it works on birds.
Do you have angel body slamming techniques? I know Frizz does.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I have grappling tentacles, so it may be harder to get them around the wings, but,
Then there's the problem of you would also fry with her.
I mean, he has a resurrect, right?
There are, unless he has used any more diamonds without telling me, there should be 2 left.
That shouldn't be our plan, is to go in, like, expecting to be resurrected. I know it's probably going to happen for someone, but,
Yeah, I was about to say,
we shouldn't go in wanting that as our best bet.
look, a plan is a plan.
And we don't even know if Revivify will work on me if Circe set up a clone area.
Yeah.
We
Well,
don't
we do-
actually know if that will work on me.
We do know that she most likely hasn't for me, though.
I don't know, because then the people that are there owe her a great deal. So who knows?
Well, you know what I know? No matter what happens, at least I won't die.
Because of that whole future thing?
Because of that whole future thing.
I
Sometimes
mean,
that works,
it's
right?
not guaranteed to be a loop, right?
No, it's not guaranteed to be a loop, but I want to
Oh,
pretend like it is.
It's like Smash cut to 2 weeks ago. Frizz is drunk. Hey, I have a really good way of trolling myself.
The last time Frizz got at least a little drunk was like the first session that we all played, or I played in with y'all.
Yeah, y'all
You
need tavern.
remember.
Y'all need a new tavern revelation scene soon.
Yeah.
We really do. Too bad, with this angel being a spellcaster, we don't have any of Auntie's poison. The whole no magic poison.
That'd be fun.
We can call her that now, right?
That you can. I am still not sure how I feel about that.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
just
even
love
sure
your
who you're
grudges too
referring
much. Viviana, girl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she still owes me back pay.
For doing what?
Red.
Little Miss. No.
Look, I feel like
Hey, didn't your boss get some data from like those daggers you said had data from her or something?
yes.
Did you ever get it?
I don't think so. Probably should check up on that. Eventually.
And you also never took your wife in for her medical checkup.
The tram is just sitting there in front of y'all, by the way.
Yeah,
Time
let's
to
get a
go.
move on, I think.
Yeah.
Alright, so y'all proceed to the location nearest the Burgeoning Blossom chapter house. It takes y'all about 10 minutes once y'all arrive to walk to the location, assuming that y'all aren't deviating or doing something strange like creeping in the shadows or cronking. Yes, I just used cronk as a verb. Discord is not detecting your mic. Testing. 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 Testing.
Or just walking normally.
Recommend normal.
Testing. 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 Testing.
At least
Can you hear me? Nope, I can't hear y'all either. Testing, can you hear me now? Nope.
I've got your 5 shots together with the ones that knock prone plus the ones that are bleeding.
staggered. Like, bolt 1, 3, and 5, for instance, are fouling, and 2, 4, and 6 are bleeding. Yeah. So on and so forth.
Yeah.
And I'm petting Kay, because he is a good boy and
Kay-
with us.
Did we ever get K armor?
He got training, but he never bought the armor.
Well, something to do should we survive this.
Yeah, I also need to buy armor.
Got the leather, I think, from me,
Yeah, I've
but
got
you
the
wanted
leather.
studded leather, right?
Yeah, just that one extra point, you know?
Okay,
Yeah.
testing.
I mean, I got one extra point. Feels good.
Maybe if we pass the shop on the way. I mean, now you don't have...
Can stop and get some copper
Testing.
wire,
Testing.
more flour.
I heard you that time.
Okay,
Ooh.
so just so y'all know, if I can't hear y'all, or if I'm unplugging and plugging my thing in, the stream can't hear y'all role playing.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, no, we were just talking smack about you. That's all we were doing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Why did I say spack?
Spackle.
I'm sorry.
We were just actually talking about gear and armor
Yeah,
and stuff and
that's all
K.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was just almost done.
I feel like it may have been me making that cronk. Yes, I used cronk as a verb that
Yeah.
shut it down.
Yeah, I blame you for it.
I would rather cronk than crunk.
Ooh,
I
I
don't know
could go
what's
for a
going on
cronut.
with me.
I still have not had one of those. I'm so, I guess, bummed. I don't know.
Wait, is that a real thing? I thought that was like from
A
a.
cronut?
Cronut? Oh, they are
Yeah.
absolutely a good thing. They just sell out immediately of anywhere that has them.
Yeah.
Who would think to make a donut out of a croissant?
Well, I mean,
Tim Hortons, I think.
yeah.
How are y'all getting to the chapter house? Through the streets? Halo? Y'all can't hear me, can y'all? I can't hear y'all. I can't hear y'all. I'm just saying pop, pop, pop.
Fun.
Testing.
I thought of making some, but like, I just don't want to bother with it.
Testing. 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 Nope. Testing now. Nope. How about now? Nope. Still nothing. All I'm hearing is that beeping noise. Yet this is still reoccurring. Okay, that worked.
We can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay.
We're taking normal, non-stealthy paths as per general consensus.
Cool.
Yes.
I need everyone's passive stealth.
Passive stealth. Do we have a passive stealth?
Yeah.
12.
It is 10 plus your stealth modifier. Your stealth modifier.
Oh,
Stealth.
20.
Oh, damn it. That's just a 10, but if it's a stealth modifier, it's a 17. I
Okay.
have stealth.
My passive is 20.
All
I
right.
am the wind.
My passive is 14.
I am not stealthy.
I'm not that stealthy.
I mean, you were wearing like full armor. Are you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you have heavy
Well, my armor
minus
doesn't
5.
do a disadvantage, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Y'all arrive at the chapter house. It's kind of like most of the other chapter houses you've seen. 2 stories tall, narrow windows, more like arrow slits, bars in front of the door for locking. There is a gentleman in light blue and silver robes out front, talking to people. Seems to be adjudicating some disagreement between locals, as near as you can tell.
Well, are we all going up to the front desk to see if, Oh, what is the title of Hashi? Detective? Or Justice? Low Justice or
No,
Justice?
proper justice.
Her current title is Justice, which means she is higher than a low justice.
Yes.
But she's not a high justice. But this is like one step away from, working directly with sphinxes.
You do have to say, I like the Sphinxes. They're very classy.
So who's doing the talking, and what's our talking points?
Right.
Are standing right up there. So what do we say?
Well,
Well, I was under the impression we were going to be cards on the table.
That doesn't mean you don't have talking points.
Yeah.
So,
Also, keep in mind that you may be forced into a zone of truth.
yep.
So, that's a thing.
Oh, what the? Oh, never mind. I thought I was hearing something from outside. It is not.
No, it's from inside.
Yeah.
Just the voices in your head.
So, first off, I'm just trying to think of the best way to put this. We're going after the Lawmaster. You were the person whose name was on the original.
As of
Going
note, I really hope
after-
that this is over the Spice Murmur and not allowed.
I assumed that this was all out of character.
Via
Oh,
Hermes,
okay.
I guess.
Let's go with Spy's Murmur on the walk up, if that's fine.
Yeah. And again, remember, Hermes is wearing my Spy's Murmur.
Lo, be
Because
the
once we get out of character, like on the Spice Murmurs and stuff, then we just keep it. Like once we get out of character discussing stuff, then it gets confusing what is and isn't said and shared.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Lo be the undeserving whelp, thrust forth into a world not of their choosing, and with no support other than that which they bring for themselves. Thank you for reminding me that Hermes has the thing.
Have you ever considered grinding up a little bit of lithium, in his food?
I think this is just normal for whatever Hermes is. Familiar spirit.
Now, I wouldn't say going after. Going after sounds very aggressive on our part. Fulfilling the bounty we're assigned is probably better terms and works within their system.
Well, there you go. We're bounty hunters.
I mean, aren't we? Cathal's training us, right?
I mean, sure.
Cowboys.
I'm just thinking that we need to try to make it where we don't get into a zone of truth, especially if Rail's going up, because, yeah.
We don't have anything to hide here as such, as far as I'm aware. Do we?
I mean, it's not like
I
the
don't
circle's
necessarily wanna
restricted
mention-
to what have you done in 5 minutes and why did you come to my office?
Yeah, I mean, you've been through interdimensional portals, remember? Also, Scalara, Brybald. I think there's a lot of things that may not want to become general knowledge.
No, but why would they ask about them?
They'll say,
Thugs
"Is
do
there
not
anything
serve their
else?"
people but their own
And you
authority.
have to respond.
Testing. Okay. Hi.
I can hear you.
Hi, Yellow.
Aw, give yellow pets for me.
Done.
Aw.
Yay.
They like hanging out behind my monitors now. I assume because it's warm.
Aw. It is probably
Yes.
Okay,
warm.
so we're going in. We're asking if Justice Hashi is in.
Yes.
Let's not give away our purpose until we're talking to Justice Hashi unless we have to. If we give away our purpose at the front, let's say that we are working on a current Azorius writ. And keep our detail low until we get to the person we want to talk to.
Yeah.
That'll also be
preferably-
more incentive for the person to talk to us.
And also, we probably don't want to start giving out details until we can meet with them in private. Because Chaw has their own office, so I'm assuming that's a thing.
Probably, but I wouldn't assume that would be private necessarily.
Yeah.
In fact, you
I
should
mean,
not consider
apparently.
any part of the conversation coming up to be private.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a CI now.
I was a low justice.
That's a very different thing.
I know. Oh, you didn't mean criminal investigator?
No, I meant informant. With Cha.
Authority derived from power is inherently unjust. And then he caws and pecks at Rail's ear. Is anyone hearing Rail? I'm not. I have to reload. That was like a record 5 minutes. So I think y'all can't hear me now. Nope. Testing. Nope. Wait. Test.
Yeah, heard you finally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kiernos,
we can hear
can you hear me?
Yes.
Good.
Cool.
Yay!
We should do this as a game show where we let our chatters bet bits on what's going to go wrong and how frequently. Anyway,
mean-
what were you saying, Rail?
You said ow for one.
Yeah, because Hermes bit my ear. I think we have a pretty good plan as far as just, well, we can follow it, and then as things go wrong, as they almost certainly will, we can improvise.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, you mean for the... Okay.
As far as speaking with,
Yes.
shoot,
I
I
understand.
just said this character's name. How did I
Hashi.
forget? Hashi, thank you.
H-A apostrophe S-H-I. Hashi.
Wait, Hashi or Ashi?
Hashi.
Ashi, okay.
H-A apostrophe S-H-I.
I was pronouncing it wrong. I apologize.
All language is inherently subjective.
Caw.
Alright. Anyway, so yeah, let's see what Ashi,
Hashi.
what the person has to say.
All right. You entered the building. The low-sung ceiling feels very cramped. A large cell is along the right-hand side with a number of desks intervening between it and the doorways. The doorway. There is a set of stairs leading to the upper level in the back right hand. The area seems almost completely deserted. You saw the one person outside. There is another woman at the desk between the front entrance and the bullpen of areas, wearing the same silver and blue robes. She looks at... Yes, how can I help you?
Inside agency investigators working on a current Azorius writ. We were hoping we could speak to. Did we get a title for Ashi?
Justice.
Justice Ashi?
Justice
If
Hashi
they,
is not available today.
Of course. Might we get? I don't suppose you could pencil in an appointment. Ow. Sorry, the owl was not in character.
Possibly. What is this about?
I did say we're working on a current Azorius writ that we believe Hashi may have some pertinent information for.
Okay, so you want to speak to her about the writ, then?
Yes.
Okay.
And I do have to say
need
this
the
is about a
writ.
current. Did we bring the writ with us?
I would assume
You
so.
had it last since you were being documented
Yes.
before.
Right, and I do feel the need to say this is a matter of potentially life and death. And any delay in bringing this writ to a close, well, could lead to the loss of innocent life.
She takes the writ and she writes down a number. She's like, right, do you have a location that we can have someone meet you at?
Can we have...
Just
over the spies moment, do we want to invite Hashi to our offices?
Yeah, probably best location.
What is the time frame that the meeting would be? That would help us in picking a venue.
Oh, well, that was going to be my next question.
Is Justice Hashi back in tomorrow?
Possibly.
Possibly. Does the Justice have any kind of set schedule?
I mean, the Justice checks in regularly, yes.
They're currently on a case.
Yeah, that's kind of, and she gestures to most of the empty desks.
I mean, that's fair.
On Spy's Murmur, it's like, office is probably fine if we just warn Cathal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we also might try sending. If that's an easier way of... This is over the Spice Murmur. That may be an
sending
easier
to Cathal right now?
No, to Hashi.
You don't know we don't know Hashi to do sending.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was probably an out of character.
And as player, y'all get annoyed with me for message, and you want to just use sending? Which is across planar lines, even?
Wait, but I've never gotten annoyed with you for that.
No.
No, we didn't get annoyed at you for doing it. We got annoyed for you for doing it at a random vendor.
I have a
to
note.
Try to invent DoorDash.
Sending only requires you to be familiar with a target, not necessarily to know them.
Yeah, I mean, the research we've done, I believe, would that constitute as being somewhat familiar?
You know roughly what they do, what their name is. You have a lot of information about them.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, sorry, back in character. Anyways, that's a possibility, but I think them meeting us at the agency would be the best course of action.
Probably.
Oh, so at least it's not a wasted trip, but... Right. Did anyone else have anything else they wanted to... I don't know.
She
I mean,
kinda
yeah,
says,
this just over the spies murmur.
Okay. You're doing a very good job, Rail.
I don't think you've answered her yet about the venue.
Oh, sorry, hard to keep it when we're doing like half on the spies murmur and half not. Yeah, so we do have our offices over in the district. Because player can't remember.
Barnhill.
Barnhill or Thornhill?
Barrow and Hill.
Barrow Hill. Okay.
Barrow and Hill, like an intersection.
Oh,
just give her a business card.
Yes, business card. Hermes, give her a business card.
The flesh of dead trees shall bear knowledge to man.
That's right, Hermes.
Did you just reply to Hermes out loud?
Probably over the spice murmur.
Okay.
And we do need to keep in mind spice murmur is one person to one person, so we're not necessarily hearing all these side things.
Yeah, we violate that a lot.
I mean, Rail isn't wearing a spy's murmur, so
Yeah.
so Hermes is having to recite everything
Yes.
Yeah.
in front of
Well,
this
it's not-
lady,
Right.
and then be told what to say over the spy's murmur to the people that can hear are within hearing range of you.
Well, no, Hermes has telepathic contact with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
They're speaking telepathically, and
So Hermes gives her a business card.
He pulls one out from under his wing and drops it. It kind of through the air as it lands.
Oh dear.
And she can find you there.
Anytime. We are going to be there for short-term foreseeable future, I would think.
If
we
we're
have
not
staff
there,
to alert us.
our
if
office
we're not.
manager has sending.
Is there a specific time that would be best?
As soon as possible.
So today is out of the question, correct?
She kind of shrugs.
I don't suppose we could get any information on exactly what case they are working on.
Sorry, that's proprietary.
Right.
I would say any time before 10 p.m. Before 9 p.m. today. We might need to get an early start tomorrow, and any time after 9 a.m. the next day.
She kind of nods a little. Okay, that works.
I think as soon as possible is a good start point.
I will. I will make sure this gets to her desk. And she hands back the writ and the card after copying down the address.
Thank you.
All right. Is there anything else we want to do out here before we head back?
Are you saying this after we leave the office?
I would assume we're walking away from her, yeah.
Okay.
The man is still standing outside, though the people that he was talking to seem to have dispersed. Other than that, it's just a standard Ravnican street. Burgeoning Blossom is a little bit of a rougher neighborhood, not in the
up and coming.
More in the it could use more funding sense.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to get unless y'all do.
I do think we should purchase some more flour and some copper wiring.
Yeah, though with flour and that sort of thing, I think we could just use the staff to do that. You don't have to do that personally.
I have some birds still in my room, but I guess if we're going somewhere, the guild hall for some more birds could be useful.
We could go to the guild
I don't
hall.
want to travel too much. I could do with what I have.
Yes. We don't have to go there, but we could go to the guild hall, check on some things. I could probably pull a couple strings and ask for some information on how I could, register a certain item properly through them, if that is entirely possible.
You would have to go through the Azorius.
Yeah, I get that. I just want to see if there's an easier way, like they didn't know anything else, which may not be entirely possible. I just, assuming that they can legally blow up tons of shit, they would have an easy way to get, legally have a gun or I think a flamethrower. They have flamethrowers lying around.
As a player, you are the one that knows that Cathal has a lot of connections with all the different guilds and is a master artificer.
Yeah.
So you would know that probably she would have a good idea of that kind of thing, where the rest of us don't. So I can't tell you as Ingrid, but as a player.
Yeah. As a player, no, I probably should check into that too.
It's so weird hearing my words come from someone else.
Yeah, we could. I think going probably to the other guild would probably be a quick way to get the copper wiring, to get some other things they also do have lots of other things that we could probably purchase. We just got to pay out. We could probably find some really cool traps or things to make traps.
Do you want to take the trams in between?
I would rather find something that could allow us to.
Okay, so we're getting flour on the way, and then we're maybe going to Nick's?
Yes.
Okay. Flour is easily procured from most general stores for a nominal sum that I can't look up because I'm afraid to touch any window on my computer and it will shut the sound off on this again.
Sheesh.
So let's say 2 copper.
Okay,
It is actually
copper.
2 copper for 1 pound of flour.
I'm
Okay.
that good of a deal.
Then
Do we want some cloth or anything to, like, suspend it if we're building something?
What we need is a flour trebuchet.
Yeah.
Trebuchet?
Yes.
Perhaps some kind of air pressure cannon. But that's
I mean, that's
sort of
is it.
that says it.
we need the Mythbusters.
But just the fun one.
Okay, how
Aw.
much flour are you getting?
I am going to be buying. I can carry 10 pounds of flour.
That is 2 silver.
Yeah.
Do you want me to get it with guild funds, or are you just getting it?
I'll buy it personally.
Okay. Do we want any cloth so we could, like, try to suspend the flour up or anything like that? I don't think it'll necessarily work, but do we want that for an option?
We probably should have something. Okay, so the whole thing I'm internalizing and envisioning is basically, let's see.
So I want to ask a question. Do y'all know what flour is primarily composed of?
Ground up grain?
Ground up grain, yeah.
Okay. What is that chemically referred to as?
I do know it's very flammable when it's up in
Very
the
flammable,
air,
yes.
and she has
It's
a
hydrocarbons.
potentially flaming sword.
Yeah, no, I'm
But
aware.
we don't know if it's
I mean-
radiant damage or fire damage for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm going off the impression that I am not going to be using all of this flour in one contained area to cause, fire like that. I'm going to, like, set it up where it's enough to, like, it'll burn, yes, but it won't, catch everything on fire.
Okay, I just wanted you to be aware that there is such a thing as mill fires and that they exist for...
Oh, no, I completely, I know exactly what you're talking about, and, like, yes, thank you.
Okay, so what we do is we lure her into a custard factory.
And get some fish sticks?
No, like
Hey!
dried powdered custard.
What the hell, man?
One of my favorite QI bits is I don't remember the actual chemical formula. It was like C6H12O6 or something like that.
07.
It's
So 6.
they show a chemical formula and goes, what is this the chemical formula for? And one of the contestants goes, "Oh, is it an explosion in a custard factory?" And he says, "Yes, how did you know?" It was the chemical formula for the combustion of sugar.
Yep.
Yes.
Which is actually one of the titles of one of the episodes when y'all were in Farkeep.
Huh. Okay, so essentially, this is how my plan is working. Super simple, but yeah, basically we stand in a little dome of copper. We get all the flour, which is the blue. We set up little pillars, have little things of flour. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. Super, super simple.
Okay,
There
we
we
heard
go.
you.
I hear you, yeah.
Okay. We're going to take a short break. I'm going to see if I can find a fix for this because I can't run a combat like this.
Yeah.
Let's aim to check back at noon and in the chat and see if the settings fix then.
Hey everyone, thanks for showing up and putting up with
One for y'all.
these technical difficulties. We appreciate all of our viewers. I'll be honest, we're going to keep doing this no matter what, but hey, the fact that y'all are showing up to watch us do this is just kind of mind-blowing, especially considering all the trouble that we're having these days with stuff. We really appreciate y'all being here. Also, I'm working on a cleric domain, and it's going to go up on D&D Beyond, and I will tell y'all all about it at some point. We're going on break now.
Cool.
Mm.
All right.